Hey everybody, time for another revelation from out of nowhere, which actually comes to you today from our shop. And I've got Edson.
Edson.
Edison.
Yes, Edson.
Not a printer,
No.
not the inventor.
No.
The one and only Edson. So Edson was my eyewitness to this as I recount the day that my life and his flashed before my very eyes. It was scary. Right here in this very place, this hallowed hall where we became surgeons of a machine, I nearly lost my life. I was shot, you see. Now, Edson, I'm going to relive this account, and I want you to confirm it, if you will.
All right.
See, I was beating on this traco, trying to replace a pin. Edson, if you would, please, so people can see. Point to the object of my affliction, right there. See, I was trying to repair this machine and beat a pin back in place. A small metal object came flying off of it with the force of a meteor striking the earth itself. As my life passed before my eyes, and I swooned and almost buckled to my knees and said, Edson, tell my wife, tell my daughter that I love them. In my very last words, I continued on, knowing that the task had to be completed. I bled profusely. Edwardson was amazed that, I was still standing, as most men wouldn't have been able to carry on. But after I made it through and regained my composure, things seemed to be okay. Now, I thought it had only grazed me, but that's only the beginning of the story. Now, Edson, is that kind of how you remember it, to that exacting rendition?
No, not really.
Well, was there a hammer and a pen and some blood?
Yeah, you were hammering.
See, what more do you need as proof of the events of that day? There was a hammer, a pen, and a blood. Just because that Edson doesn't remember all of the small details that were involved in this doesn't mean that it wasn't true. And that is where the revelation comes from. As you come that close to staring into the eyes of eternity in Jesus' bosom himself, going face to face with the Lord and Savior, it changes you. You think of things. And that's where our revelation from out of nowhere comes today. Thank you, Edson.
You're welcome.
So what was the point to this somewhat, hopefully humorous video that we just shot with Edson? He's a great young man. He's been a pleasure to employ and work with on a daily basis. You see, the details may have been embellished just a little bit, but I actually did get shot by a small piece of metal that came off of a pin. It actually did lodge in my arm. I actually did go to the doctor, and it was only after I threatened to get a pocket knife and some alcohol and maybe some cheap whiskey somewhere and performed the surgery myself that late on a Friday afternoon, they relented and did assist by removing this object. I wonder in our lives, how many of us are maybe like my scenario? Something hits us, something affects us, but we don't acknowledge how deeply it maybe wounded us. You see, in my case, it was only after about a week when it began to become infected and expressed that I had a larger problem than just being grazed, that I acknowledged I needed help and I needed to get something out. That can, I think, apply to a lot of our lives, that things affect us, but maybe we don't acknowledge how deeply it did affect us. We don't let go. Maybe it's resentment, maybe it's anger, maybe it's somebody did you wrong, and you're holding on to it. It's a little deeper inside you than what you maybe initially thought. But if you'll take the time and you'll get it removed, if you get it out of your life, you'll find that healing truly can begin at that point. So it's only a mark on my arm and a memory in my mind that really shows the effects of this day. So my encouragement to you is, as things come along, don't hold on to them. Don't let them grow inside of you and become a bigger problem than what they initially were. And I hope that maybe this will positively impact your life, make a difference in your life. And this has been another surgeon revelation from out of nowhere. Have a great day.